This is the Throttle Out Show presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your host. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the VKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Life is better when your foot is to the floor. What's up, everybody? It's Austin Tweedy here with Harley Johnson. We got an awesome show tonight.
We do. I'm so ready for this show tonight. We have a special guest with us. I'm excited to talk about tonight.
Before we get him on, let's go ahead and bring our other guy, Austin Spence, on up there in Detroit Rock City.
There he is.
What's up, guys? Good to be here. Finally actually got home from work to actually catch the stream for once.
We got this guy. He is super pumped right now. This is Cynthia Gautier's new biggest fan over here.
Oh my gosh.
In the Lucas Oil flag.
Okay, this is off of our good friend Josh Yoho's Lucas Oil Crusader, not stabilizer.
Okay.
I'm not no super fan. Well, I can't say I'm a super fan. Anyway, let's get on with the show, okay? Enough dogging on me. We're not even 2 minutes into the show.
So we're going to get into things in just a minute, but before we do, we got a special guest on the air with us tonight. Y'all may have seen him floating around on social media for the past year and a half. He's really blown up. He's got a really cool operation based out of California. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin with Big America RC. What's going on, man?
All right. What's up, guys?
Hey, we're here to make it happen, bud. We got a cool episode tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way. We're super pumped to have you on, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to be here.
So, Justin, let's go ahead. I want you to kind of talk about your background with just being a fan of the sport. What really grabbed your attention? How long have you been a fan of the sport of monster trucks?
Man, I've been a fan probably since '96. My pops took me to my first monster truck show. I think that was like at the LA Coliseum at the time before they even started going to Anaheim. And then I've been going to Anaheim Angel Stadium ever since. Haven't missed a year, except for this year was the first year I missed. So I'll be back next year for sure. So I'm excited about that. So,
Spence, I know you probably got a couple questions for the guy.
Yeah, because when it comes to RCs, I think that of the three of us, I know a little bit more than you, Tweety.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, man. Like I was digging through your profile and everything. Your craftsmanship into your trucks is bar none. They are beautiful, like state of the art. I mean, I just want to know, what made you want to go through, especially the original Big America? This is based off of the SMT-10, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I started about a year and a half ago. I was just browsing Instagram and I saw some dude weld up a chassis for a trophy truck, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That looks like a fun project. And I was like, I haven't really seen anyone do like a monster truck, so I was like, let me try. And this was like right when COVID started too, so there wasn't, much going on. So I was like, let's start this project. So I didn't know really anything about RC cars a year and a half ago. I was just like, I just want to build a monster truck chassis and put all the SMT components and motor and stuff in it, and that's what I did. And I finished it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. Let's build another one. And then I started driving it and filming it. And if you watch my early videos, they're not very good, and I decided to put some sound in it because I didn't see anyone doing that either, and that didn't sound good either. So I've been learning as I go.
Dude, you've actually had a lot of big other accounts actually share your stuff with Big America RC and just absolutely blew you out of the water. There's actually been some people that have seen your videos where I'm assuming that's your backyard where you normally film with your trucks, and they completely forget that it's even an RC car. Right, because of how well you mesh up the sound. It's so good.
That's why I feel like, 90% of the people that see it, who don't know, my account, they're like, oh, real monster truck. And then they break it down and they watch it again. And they're like, wait, what is that big fence, that bush in the background? That doesn't make sense.
It's a real monster truck. It's just shrunken down.
Yeah.
Like what we were saying earlier, Justin, is the sounds that you put in, the monster truck sounds, that's totally what sets your profile apart from anybody else. I mean, where did you come up with that? What gave you that idea to start shooting that in?
I just really didn't see anyone else doing it. And like my first video, I don't even think I have it on my page now. I didn't have anything. It was just silent. And I was like, oh, this is kind of boring. It just, it's just quiet and it's doing its thing. And I was like, let me look on iTunes and see if I could find like any monster truck sounds. And I found one. I was like, okay. And then I started like cutting and pasting it over time. And I've just gotten better. Like I know like the little clips where I put where, and I could do it pretty quick now. And I'm not a very tech savvy person, so I just kind of, figured it out. And it's fun. I like it. I like getting a cool shot and then adding the sounds, and it really brings it to life. So
the one thing I absolutely love about your account that is extremely hard to do, it's hard to do in a regular truck, but seeing how you can do it in a RC truck, because for those that have never messed with an RC, the throttle is extremely touchy. Extremely touchy. The fact that you're able to do moonwalks and bicycles and make it look like it's flawless like the real truck is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's tough, especially since I slow down the footage a little bit. It looks like, oh, that's not too bad, but real speed, real time, that truck's just freaking whipping around, and it's tough. But it looks cool when it's slowed down and the sound's added for sure.
So you've been in the hot. Go ahead, Tweety.
No, you go. You go.
Are you sure? Like,
Yes,
I don't want to take
ahead.
any thunder from you. Okay.
No, go.
So you said you've only been in the hobby for about a year and a half, you said, just in RCs in general?
Yeah.
So have you ever considered possibly, I think there's actually a group out there, in depending on where you're at in California, SoCal Monster Trucks. Have you considered going out and competing with some of those guys?
Yeah, they've hit me up quite a few times. I just haven't, made it out there or not yet. Maybe in the future. We'll see.
Because one of the things I gotta give you props for, because there's some of these guys that spend thousands of dollars into these RC rigs, and some of them are actually, you would say, essentially shelf queens. Like they look pretty, but they don't take them out, they don't run them or nothing. And one of the things that absolutely draw me to your truck, I have more of a preference towards your SMT10 than the LMT. I'm sorry, I think the LMT, it's a badass rig, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot out there for them just yet, like there is for the SMT10. And the fact that you would actually wreck your truck, are you actually breaking your body on purpose just to make it look like?
I that's why I like my one like Rockstar style chassis, because I don't run a body on it, so I could crash it as many times. And because I hate cutting and painting bodies, it's like my least favorite thing. So if you notice on my one C10 body that I run, I have a lot of duct tape on it just because I don't want to make another one or repaint it. So
right.
yeah, I'm not doing it on purpose. That's for sure. It just happens.
So you started off with an SMT10. For those that may be wanting to get into the hobby, like what did you quickly realize was like the weakest link on the trucks?
The SMT, man, they got a lot of weak links compared to the LMT. That thing, the new LMT, it's pretty bulletproof. I've been running it for probably like 6 months now, and I've broken like one rod end and one sway bar, and I just took the sway bars off. I was like, I don't need these. But the SMT, man, I was having a lot of problems with rod ends. You got to upgrade the motor because it comes with a brush motor. You got to put in a brushless system, so it adds up. You're almost getting to the point where it's more money with aftermarket parts than a stock LMT would be. So they're both cool. I mean, I feel like out of the box, the SMT looks a lot more scale. If you're going for scale stuff, that's like what I was running for the longest time, for like the first year before I got my LMT. So
we actually got a comment in here, a question for you from Wayne. Forgive me if I mess up your name.
Just say Wayne.
Wait, so it's just from Wayne. Big America, do you ever put titanium axle housings in, or do you have the stock ones?
For my LMT, I have both. I have just the stock plastic ones that I still have yet to break. I've seen people break them. But in my Rockstar style chassis, the one you could see right there, I got some aluminum axles on it. So aluminum axles and steel cage. So that thing's pretty beefy.
We also got another question saying, would you ever do a video of the Son of a Digger RC you made?
That one I actually sold. That one,
Really?
yeah, I sold it a few months ago. It was just a shelf queen, and I wasn't ever gonna drive it, and it was just taking up room. So I was like, it looks cool. I did what I wanted to do, and I let it go. So it was cool too. Before the LMT came out, where they actually made the Son of a Digger body, it was more unique. And then they started mass producing those, and I was like, oh man, it's not as unique as it was. So.
Now, before we get too lost in conversation, Trinity and Paige Johnson, y'all are asking about the new merch and stuff. We're going to be getting to that in a little bit. Don't you worry. We'll get there at some point. Y'all see us wearing the shirts right now. Harley's wearing one as well. I know she's not very tall.
I'm a little shorter.
Pick her up a little bit. She's wearing it tonight as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. Now, we got a question, Justin, from a Mr. Jerry R. wants to know, what is your favorite monster truck? I don't know if that's a question that you can actually answer if you love monster trucks a lot, but you could put into words, what is your favorite monster truck?
Today, it would probably have to be Son of a Digger. I love that truck. I love the way it looks. I love the way Ryan drives. Like, that's got to be it for me. Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. You kind of drive like them in a sense.
That's where I get a lot of my my motivation from. Him and Tyler. I like their style.
So growing up, like, you said your very first show was back in 1996. Like, growing up, did you have like a childhood favorite driver and truck? Were you always like a Digger kid or a Bigfoot kid?
I was a Digger guy because, back in the day, he was the one to always run it into the ground. And over here on the West Coast, we didn't really get Dennis too much. It was either Pablo or Charlie. So those two guys were my favorite drivers growing up for sure.
I gotta be honest, so when I first started with Monster Jam, my very first show was actually in Anaheim. Really? And honestly, I've never been to California in my life. My very first tour out, I got to spend 2 months out there. I did not think Californians love monster trucks as much as they do. For a state that is known for Priuses and going electric and hating fuel and everything like that, like, I am beyond surprised that you guys love monster trucks as much as you do.
Right.
We also got another question in from my sister, Trin. She said, how many RCs do you have?
Currently, I have 4.
Not enough.
I feel like that's as much as I can have. Me and my wife, we just have a small little 1-bedroom apartment, and she lets me have she's looking at me now with like a mad dog face. This is part of our living room right here. I just have our season. So any more than 4, I think, yeah. Yeah.
Well, Justin, I know you'll appreciate this. So I don't have a big fancy schmancy RC, and I have no idea what language y'all are even speaking right now. But
oh my gosh.
I'm
Read a book.
I got one of the first ever Bigfoot Traxxas Stampede RCs that came out, and I hadn't played with RCs since I was a kid. So I started messing with it, and I was like, okay, well, I got to do some upgrades. I got to do something. So I upgraded the motor to a brushless motor, which was a big mistake for that caliber of an RC because I can barely keep the thing on all fours, like just going anywhere. I mean, trying to keep it straight. It wants to wheelie. I had to put a wheelie bar on it. It still flips over backwards. I mean, the thing is out of control. If I'm ever racing on a track, like when your dad had the RC track at y'all's house, I was just limping that thing around the track. And, everybody was they were driving faster. They were wiping out. And I could keep up with them just by limping around everywhere. But very rarely is that controller ever mashed all the way down.
Yeah.
It's just out of control.
Yeah, there's that fine line, right, of having like enough power but not too much, right? So that's one of the things I try and do too, is not overpower the truck and try and keep it as scale.
What are you talking about, BJ? What are you talking about? When we did those races, I came in second 2 times in a row. Okay,
was it just you two?
No.
If anybody shouldn't drive an RC, it would be Marcus. Do you remember the water spigot incident over at BJ's?
Yes, that was awesome. Wasn't that Thanksgiving
I don't think
Day?
BJ thinks so. What?
I think that was Thanksgiving Day, wasn't it?
I think it was Thanksgiving. Yeah, we got done eating a bunch of food, and then Marcus goes and plays with those. It was one of those big trophy truck RCs. Crashed right into the side of BJ's spigot on the side of the garage and just flooded the backyard.
See, Paige, she knows what I'm talking about. We basically driving the same truck.
So basically, anything from Traxxas, Tweety, is like kindergarten level. It's very, very much entry level. There's nothing to them.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. I mean, I don't have like a cool controller or anything. It's just all stock except the damn motor, and that's it. So it's out of control.
It's funny.
Oh man,
So
no,
Spence,
it's actually
any
really
more-
cool.
Do you have any
What?
more RC questions before we move on?
Well, I was gonna ask if you're gonna buy any more, but you said you got 4. Are they all monster trucks or?
That's it. I got 2 SMT custom chassis that I made, and then I have the 2 LMTs. So
Oh, so you have 2 of each. I did not know
Yeah.
that. I thought you just had 1 of one.
Yeah, 2 of each.
Honestly, smart, because in monster trucks, if one breaks, at least you got a backup so you can fix the other
Exactly.
one.
That was the
He's
thought behind
learning.
it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
I love
right.
it, man.
So, Spence, Harley,
Mhm.
Justin, this is the good, the bad, and the WTF. All right. We had Monster Jam put on their kickoff show the other night, and as we're watching it, we're taking notes. We're making sure everything is making sense for the most part. There was a lot of crap that didn't make sense. Okay, watching that show Monday night.
Yeah, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it. So as soon as 7:00 hit, I was still on my route and I was just listening to it. There was a lot of stuff that really, it just did not make sense. But obviously, we don't run or are in charge of Monster Jam whatsoever. Would run a lot better, I'm sure, if we were. But I think to start, we should start on a high note because we should, build up before we just tear everything down.
Yes.
So the good. I'm glad Monster Jam is back. To be completely honest, as much as we rag on Monster Jam, it's nice to see that they're back. It's nice to
5
see
tours, 2 stadiums, and 3 arenas next year.
Yes, absolutely. Seeing Chucky Pawkin back in Monster Mutt is so awesome.
Old school awesome.
Absolutely. Seeing that Anaheim is back with how many stadium shows?
6.
Plenty. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 shows.
Oh, wow.
Are you going to go to all of them there, Justin?
I got my tickets for the first one. We'll see where we go from there.
There you go. There you go. Oh man. Let's see. Other good things.
Other good things. Let's talk about how well the show was produced. Let's talk about how well
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Scott Jordan and Leslie Mears, the 3 of them, they're like the all-star team of hosts. I mean, they work so damn well together. I had no idea Colt Stevens was so good at talking on a microphone, like being a host the way that he is, man. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I was blown away. Like I said, the 3 of them work very well together. That is also on the good list.
You can definitely tell when you have Colt and and Scott Jordan in the booth together. Colt is definitely the hype man. Like he's like sitting in the booth yelling like go 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 and screaming, and then you got Mr. Jordan trying to be all technical. It's like, oh, he's on all 4 BKT tires, and then you got Colt just like a cheerleader in the booth. It's super awesome and super. I love it. I think the chemistry between all 3 of the hosts was awesome. The graphics and everything was put on super well. I really liked it. I'm just glad we're not doing some kind of what was it, like some kind of ESPN like interview thing that they did like 2019. I think we talked about that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was
they
just
would like interview the drivers like in between. I think
just very. It was like you're going to a Comic-Con and like you're talking to the drivers. It's like this is cringeworthy. Like what is this? But no. Another thing I really like is seeing that Jim Kohler has all 4 of his trucks in a tour.
I mean, I guess
super
sick. That's a good thing. That's a tall task to take on, though.
They're going to be working hard for sure. a lot of work.
They got that West Coast tour, right?
Yeah, they'll.
Yeah.
Long ways from home.
It really is, because being from Michigan, this kind of sucks. But this is it's like awesome. Jim Kohler, Avenger, the entire Team Scream Camp, all in one tour, all together. Like that's awesome. They don't go to Detroit.
No hometown show.
No, that's BS. And speaking of hometown shows, isn't Monster Energy based out of California?
Hey, we'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that.
You're getting into the ugly.
We gotta talk about all the good
it's
first,
not.
and then we'll get
It's
to
not
that.
ugly. It's not ugly. I'm just saying the fact. Just saying.
We're not
Well,
ready.
another good is that we're seeing Kayla, Tyler,
Yes.
and Colton in stadiums next
Finally.
year, which is well deserved for all 3 of them.
Finally, especially on that list being Tyler, winning his tour like every year he's ever been out on tour. I know that's a big step in the right direction for him and his career. So, kudos to him. Justin, what's some other good points from you or things you're looking forward to this next year for Monster Jam season?
Yeah, I'm stoked to have Charlie Pauken behind the Monster Mutt. So it's almost like you're getting 2 Gravedigger drivers at one show. So that's pretty sweet. Like you said, 4 Screen guys. That'll be awesome. A little bummed that we're only getting that one tour and not the other one because that's a pretty stacked lineup there too. But hey, can't complain. We're getting something.
What do you think about seeing Kayla Blood in stadiums, like from a fan's perspective?
I'm stoked. Yeah, I mean, from what she's shown this year, she definitely deserves to be there. So, I'm stoked to see what she'll do actually in like a point series. So
Colton Eichelberger in stadiums, and I guess he's taking over the pilot, and he's piloting the front engine Max D now. So big congratulations to him.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. I mean, I'm looking at Stadium Championship Series Yellow right now, and I got to be honest, I can't choose a champion for this tour because
how can you look at the lineup?
this okay. Even though yes, Monster Jam being on a hiatus for a year and everything, look at the independent lineups for every single tour. It is stacked. Like it's no longer just company drivers walking away with everything. This is some stiff competition this upcoming year. I'm super excited about this.
I think that's one cool thing about only having 2 stadium event or championships is you get better drivers. They're not spread out as much as having the 3 or 4 that they had in the past.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're going to be going to what looks like Houston and El Paso. Harley and Tweety, how far away is Houston from you guys from there in Dallas?
It's about a good 4 or 5 hour drive. I mean, it's nothing that we couldn't tackle. I'd much rather go to San Antonio than Houston. That's a Texas thing. So
I guess it's a Texas thing. I don't understand.
Yeah, we'll get into that, somewhere down the road. But this is going to be a fun tour. The scheduling is really weird to me, though, and definitely for the other stadium tour. Why don't we go ahead, Harley? You bring up the other stadium tour as well, because you talked about not being able to pick a winner. I mean, how are you going to do that with this tour as well? I mean, I'm just saying this has got to be like, no, this is definitely no offense to the other tour because they're a stacked lineup as well. We've already mentioned that, but this is like cream of the crop right here, basically, for all these drivers on this tour. This is going to be a tough one to try and pick a winner. Tyler Meninga is going to be balls out this next year. He's going to be going crazy, going off. Tom Mintz still proving that he can go out there, run with the best of them. Ryan Anderson defending his title. Todd LeDuc chasing his tail. Cynthia Gauthier getting the call up and filling some big shoes this year, driving the Lucas Oil truck. What do y'all think about that?
We're going to talk about Lucas Oil truck now?
Sure.
Honestly, when it comes to the good, I love this freaking truck. First of all, I'm so glad that Lucas Oil is back full-time sponsoring Monster Jam. I got a couple of things to critique about the design. I don't know who designed it. First of all, I love the way it looks, but why is there no fuel cell where the receiver hitch is?
That has been pointed out multiple times.
We got a fifth wheel.
But how the hell are you going to start it? You also have a stack, and you also have the exhaust manifold sticking out below the. I'm assuming that's a fuel stack.
Not only do you have the exhaust, sticking out below, you don't have a motor to go with the exhaust. That's interesting.
So this has actually been a question asked quite a bit because we know that the Diesel brothers are no longer, as we can tell, they're not a part of Monster Jam. What is happening with the Brodozer truck and chassis? Did they just gut the diesel out of it and they just threw another methanol big block in it? Like what is the idea? Or could this possibly be the next diesel truck? I think that'd be kind of cool if you ask me, even though I don't care for diesel Monster Jam trucks.
They would have announced that though, that they're making it a diesel truck.
Yeah.
Would they though? I mean, we've already established that Feld is pretty bad at keeping secrets.
Well, if they're bad at keeping secrets, we probably would have known by now if it is a diesel truck.
Fair enough.
Feld is the worst at keeping secrets.
I'm just interested to see, like, from this concept art, what's actually going to be on the truck.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we've seen with Brodozer and Bro Camino that the concept art is different from what we actually saw.
Absolutely.
So I'm wondering what is actually going to come off of this, like in real life.
I gotta say though, from a crew guy's perspective, that's probably gonna be one of the easiest bodies to fix because it's a big square. There's no weird jagged edges. I don't think it's gonna be too complicated. I just hope they have plenty of spares.
Depending on what accessories they run, I don't know. That truck's gonna be a nightmare to keep together.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
try to keep the wing on top.
Yeah, I'd
Side
say
mirrors,
lose the wing, lose the fuel tanks that are on the bottom. Like maybe have those for pit party, but don't use it in competition. Kind of like what Brodozer had with the exoskeleton cage. Even though a lot of guys hated putting that on and off a truck, it's just it's an appearance thing, and honestly, that's just going to make it more of a pain in the butt to work on if you have to actually get into the truck to fix anything.
Indie Monster said, real question, does it have a bed in the sleeper?
Yeah, for all the crew guys that can stay in, wrench on the truck all night.
I'm sure we'll get a picture somewhere, someone taking a nap in the engine compartment.
Oh, Jimmy said it's probably just going to be Earthshaker just wrapped with different smokestacks.
Okay, you kind of read my mind there. Harley and I were talking about the other night. The front end of that truck is probably going to be very similar to an Earthshaker if I had to imagine. It's probably going to be narrowed up with just a little bit of like a wing on the side. You know what I mean? For the fenders. It's the only thing I could imagine. The concept art looks awesome, but I think that's what's going to happen. I was going somewhere with this. But
I don't know. I just think it's kind of a good old tribute to old Super Pete. I mean, this was one of those trucks that just looked unique from a standstill. I mean, I think there's a ride truck in Ohio. I think it's called Super Trucker. It's blue and or yellow and purple. It's a ride truck. But seeing semi or a big rig as a monster truck is very unique and appealing. I hope that they pull it off. Honestly, this concept art looks great. I want to see what the actual first show is for it, because I think when we looked on Monster Jam's website, they accidentally had it down for El Paso.
Yeah.
Which is not the case.
Harley, why don't you run through and start hitting up the arena tours? Let's start talking about the good on the arena tours.
All right. Let's start with Arena East.
So I think this is going to be a tough one. My first of all, I got to go with my buddy Cody Saucier to just walk away with it. However,
he hasn't posted one thing about this. So is Cody even coming back to Monster Jam?
Does Cody know that he's coming back?
They just put his name in there.
But yet they have to be announced. I mean, it's cool that they got J.R. McNeil's trucks in there. You could say they got FTI Torque and Ice Cream Man on this tour. It's just who's going to be filling in the seat.
Who's driving? I mean, we've talked about the politics of Feld and what's going on with the vaccine mandate. Who knows who's going to be filling seats? To be honest with you, every single schedule you see on here right now could possibly, like, all these pictures could just be there for the time being, and every other position still, TBA. That's a big possibility.
What do you guys think of seeing Bernard Light though in a different identity? Like this
I think they retired Alien Invasion.
Yeah, I
they
think
just realized it's not a popular truck, so let's just get rid of it.
I think so.
That's just kind of a sad thing though, because it was such a unique design. Even though we all knew it was retired, it was Iron Man with a chop top and a bubble on the roof, painted silver with LED lights, but it had potential. It just was not there. I don't know if Megalodon. It seems like they just kind of throw anybody and everybody in Megalodon. So seeing Bernard get thrown in Megalodon just doesn't seem all that special, unfortunately.
Well, Megalodon's a sponsored truck, right? So it
almost it's a toy truck. Like it's just a pull to kind of like El Toro Loco and all the other trucks. Just
it was part of bringing Discovery Channel into Monster Jam. So I don't know if that whole ordeal still going on, but it is a Monster Jam truck, so they can run it for as long as they want. I mean, just what's your 2 cents though on Bernard Light getting away from Alien Invasion? I mean, you think they're getting rid of that body completely because there really wasn't a popular truck? You think they're going to just leave it on the back burner for a little while?
I think so. It wasn't a very memorable truck. Like, it was just kind of forgettable. But I don't know. I didn't even know if Bernard was going to have a ride after his last month in his arena shows. So, I mean, good for him. You got a ride. So.
I'm going to just be real truthful here. I actually did not expect to see him on a first quarter tour.
Yeah.
I thought, Phil, I know they're hurting for drivers, but they're going to be looking to have some seats filled by people who aren't having as rough of a year as what he's had, let's just say that. So definitely I was shocked to see that. Good for him. Good for him for sticking with it, doing what he's got to do. And that'll be interesting to see him in Megalodon.
They should get a team truck for Earthshaker and call it like Wall Breaker and put Bernard in it. But
Wall Breaker.
I don't know. Still, it's nice to see that he still has a seat, even though he had an issue. But I mean, as far as the schedule goes, it's fairly mostly the East Coast, except for where is it? Salinas, California. So I mean, that's actually a beautiful area, believe it or not. But I don't know. This is kind of weird. You'd think that they would actually try to keep actually divide the tours up. It's like you strictly on the East Coast, strictly in Central, and strictly on West Coast, instead of doing this whole like it looks mostly East Coast, and then suddenly you're going all the way across the country.
Well, you look at the other arena tours, and they're kind of like all over the place. So
They
they're
that
not
bad,
really
huh?
divided
Well,
east, central.
Now
and
that
west.
you say that, hop over to the West Tour. What's going on with the West Tour? See where they're at.
See, okay, so we got Salt Lake City, Utah. So this isn't really West Coast. This is more Central and
Yeah.
West Coast more than anything. The furthest east they go, it looks like it's Green Bay, Wisconsin, and that's their very last stop of their entire tour. Oh wait, hold on. I see a Canada show.
Yep.
Canada, yep.
Vancouver, British Columbia.
Now
Goodness.
go to the lineup, Harley.
Mhm.
And before we talk about the bad with this lineup, let's talk about the good on this lineup. And
The good first and the bad.
and Justin, I'll let you kind of bring us in. What is the good on this lineup that you're pumped to see going in 2022?
Let's see. Well, Tristan England, I like that Earth Shaker truck, so I'm glad he's back in there. And then I like Dave, what you call Too Tall, right? I like him behind Jurassic Attack. So both those guys, and then we'll see who's driving Gravedigger, right?
Isn't that? Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm ready to go off on that tangent. I'm ready
Here's the
for it.
thing.
We have a couple tangents to go off of on this.
Yeah, we're
West.
getting there. We're getting there. But I'm super excited to see the Lovebirds down here. Travis Mowry and Kaylin Miguez actually go at it in an entire.
Soon to be husband and wife
That's
duo.
cool.
Oh, nice.
Yep, husband and wife. What was their kid's name again? Was it Cruz? I believe it was one of them. It seems to be a common theme in monster trucks where you name your kid after something automotive related. I'm going to name my firstborn Jack Stand. But no, seriously, super cool to see them.
Their boy's
Kind of
name is Crew. Just
Crew.
Crew.
crew. Okay, I was close.
Close.
But seeing Lindsay Reed though come into going back into arenas is kind of I'm gonna be
does
it just
really well in arenas though. She is a baller when it comes to arenas, so she can take out some of the best. So no, I'm not surprised to see that. I did think, however, after she won that stadium freestyle, what?
Nothing. I'm just laughing at.
my wife in the
Baby and
comments.
his mom.
Really not. Okay. I was surprised after she won the World Finals Freestyle Championship that they threw her back in arenas then. But right now, after seeing, how she did this past year in stadiums, and they're seeing, okay, she gets back in arenas, like her and Kristen, they dominate in arenas. So
Right.
I'm not surprised to see her back in, and she'll do really well. I think this is definitely a year for Travis and Kaylin to step up their game. A lot of the independents on these arena tours, it almost just seems like they're there to fill a spot. But I see Travis coming out swinging on this tour. I'll be pumped to see. And then I don't know who's going to be driving Wrecking Machine. Like I said, that could be up in the air for a little while now, but we'll see.
Too Tall just gets to drive two trucks.
Too Talls.
Yeah, he'll hop in Jurassic Attack, then he'll go Wrecking Machine. Just hop back and forth.
Hey, he might. You never know. Too Tall's going to be coming after Tristan this year, though. I mean, I'm just saying. Too Tall's feeling it. He's going to be going after him. What's our next lineup?
Our next lineup is Arena Central Tour.
Okay, first of all, we've been talking about these two all year long in the independent side of things. Zach Gardner and John Zimmer Jr. in the same tour. This is going to be epic. I don't really care about the other four drivers ahead, but these two are.
Bari?
Bari, I love you. I feel like you should be in stadiums, not in arenas. But these two young bucks are going to kick some ass this year, 100%.
Justin, pick a favorite driver out of this lineup.
Oh, Zach Gardner, that guy. He's a wild kid. I like the way he drives. I'm bummed he's not in a stadium, but he's my pick.
These two are going to be a pain in the ass for these other drivers. And kind of odd, they just got, straight up two TBAs. I'm assuming they'll be independent,
Maybe they're
trucks.
trying to find independents to fill that spot.
We might have to go truck.
There's not enough independents that are available.
I'm really surprised I have yet to see a Vodders truck in all of these lineups. That's what's really kind of throwing me off right now.
Yeah,
No Vodders, no Cretans, no Ramers, right?
No
all
Ramers,
those.
yep.
Yeah.
That's really,
I
really
wonder if,
strange.
like, this was supposed to be the Swanson spot, and they just can't get someone to commit to
Hey,
the
Mm.
second truck.
it could be. All right. Now, where's this tour going? What stops are they making, Harley?
They are going to be here.
Hey, Grand Rapids. All
The
right.
biggest mistake on this tour is the fact that they are not going to Orlando. So Barry can go to Orlando and hang out
Oh,
with Shaq.
man.
Big mistake.
I mean,
That wouldn't be the central part. That's
Central?
what-
Okay.
Okay, what's central about Vegas, though?
Absolutely nothing.
Who in Reno of all places? Who
Or
wants to go to
sorry,
Reno?
Sorry,
It's
is
not Vegas.
no, and it's
Yeah,
not
who
the
wants-
same thing.
Well, I mean, that's literally all there is in Vegas. Everything else is just sand. We're just wasting your time. I think all Reno has is some like rundown casinos and a Tesla like garage or some kind of Tesla factory. But
Now, is that all of our stadium lineups, or sorry, arena lineups?
arenas.
Is that all? Of
Good
them?
That is
Lord.
all our arenas. Yes, I think we went through all the lineups.
All right, so we've
Are you
went
ready
through
to get into
the bad.
the bad?
Yeah, I think we are.
Maybe.
Please, please.
We've
Turn me
introduced the
loose.
tours. We've talked about the good. Let's get into the bad. Okay, who wants to start? By the way,
Where do we start?
okay, I'll start us
Well,
out. Go right here. Put
go
this picture
go
up.
straight to this.
Go straight to this. Okay. So we've got Todd LeDuc, Cody Saucier, longtime teammates. The bad in this, first of all, is, Cody and Todd have their monster suits on, but there was no Monster Energy truck in the background. Okay. Now, I've been doing a little bit of snooping around, looking at contract stuff, trying to find all the dirt I can on both Monster and Monster Jam. I don't think Monster is technically a sponsor right now for Monster Jam.
Really?
Next year, it would technically be their 10th year anniversary sponsoring Monster Jam. And this is kind of what I was told, when I worked there, was that, okay, Monster Jam isn't sponsored by Monster Energy because Monster Jam just does so much for Monster Energy. I think it's more the opposite. I mean, it's like there's no... I don't know. It's a weird sponsorship because for the longest time they weren't allowed to sell merch. Monster Energy wouldn't give us any like cool novelties or shirts or anything that we had to beg from people who came by with the Monster Energy reps and like, oh yeah, we got some 2XLs there in the back. We'll throw to y'all. And so I think it's just my theory. I think Monster Jam, the only reason they are sponsored by Monster Energy is because Feld owns the Stadium Supercross series, which is, the Monster Energy Supercross series. I was told that Supercross series is about to be bought out by another company. I don't know who that is. But if that's the case, then Monster Energy really has no point in sticking around in Monster Jam. And you can see Monster Energy bow out in their 9th year and not be back for year 10.
Whoa.
Damn.
Yeah. Heavy.
Ouch. Yeah, that's and that's kind of sad because Monster Energy, I gotta be honest, the whole sponsorship with Monster Energy and why they don't do so much as far as like merchandise with Monster Jam is really confusing because I've heard that Monster Jam doesn't want, or either Monster Energy or Monster Jam doesn't want there to be a Monster Energy Spin Master toy because they think it's marketing energy drinks to children. This is a family production show and you have a truck that has an energy drink on the side. What do you think is going to happen? But you think a toy is going to break the camel's back.
Maybe they're like, okay, the truck is enough. Nothing more than that. Maybe a couple T-shirts, but nothing.
And
more.
the backflip ramp. That's
yeah,
it.
and the sponsor backflip.
Yeah.
I could go an entire season without hearing anybody say the Monster Energy backflip ramp. I don't
That'd be the
care.
good. One good.
It's like say it for one truck. That's it. It's not like you're getting a bonus every time you say it.
Harley, I worked for the Monster Energy team for a season.
Really? I didn't know that.
We all
How
know
many-
that.
How many items of Monster Energy do I have from running with that team?
2.
Nothing, right? Like I said, that sponsorship was really nothing. And that was stuff that Todd went out of his way
Yeah.
to get for me and Dan.
Well, that you got from the company, nothing.
No,
Nothing. But
no. So like I said, the whole sponsorship with Monster Energy was kind of like phony baloney. It was like,
Mhm.
sure, yeah, we'll sponsor you. We'll do something for you. It was like their reason to give Monster Jam like an excuse to, make a monster
I
truck.
did love the free Monster Energies they gave away. at World Finals every year in the huge display that they had.
Here's another one. So you know that I think it's called the Doonies, where
Yep.
they went out in the desert and messed around. So apparently there's a photo shoot, and at certain like gas stations you can get like a poster of a Monster Energy vehicle. So it's like what one of the Bush brothers from NASCAR, some motocross, whatever. You cannot find the poster of Cody Saucier in the Doonies anywhere. He doesn't even have a poster of his own truck from that. Yeah.
But like we said earlier, you go and look at Cody Saucier's page. I don't know if he has yet or not, but I don't think he's posted about this. So it's like, does Cody know he's coming back to drive Monster? I don't know.
He's promoting a different show right now. He's not even talking about Monster Jam.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, some independent show he's going to be at.
Some independent show in Georgia, I believe, is what they're getting ready for. He's going to be piloting, I believe it's Fast Metal this weekend.
Yeah.
But regardless, if he's still with Jay Gore, that's the other weird thing, because Cody and Jay Gore are not on the same tour. So how is that going to work out? Like, is Cody going to have to hitch a ride with one of Jay Gore's trucks with somebody else, or is Cody actually getting a seat?
Like there's spots left on an arena tour, which kind of sucks for Cody, but who knows? I mean, I guess Cody's coming back as of right now, and this is what.
But Cody hasn't said anything about it. So that's the weird thing.
Yeah, Cody hasn't said anything about it. Let's talk about how you had mentioned this earlier already, but Monster Energy not coming to California, which is where Monster Energy is based out of. If you go and look at LeDuc's profile from the other night, he was pretty pissed about that, y'all.
I mean, do you blame him? I mean, when you talk about having like hometown, like, you know, like, okay, you got Team Scream. Their big thing is Detroit, Michigan. They don't have that. Monster Energy in California, they don't have that. But Lucas Oil gets free reign to go to Indianapolis, home of Lucas Oil. It's like you could definitely see that they're playing favoritism with certain sponsorships and certain, you know, contracts.
It's going to be weird if Monster Energy doesn't re-sign and both Todd and Cody Saucier are driving Megalodon trucks.
Oh my gosh, no! I hate
Gravedigger, maybe, because there's an open seat in a Gravedigger.
No, let's not do that.
Whoa!
Let's avoid that question. Let's avoid that question.
Now, if we were to be hopeful, okay, we would hope that Monster Energy would make a comeback, go in for 10 years, and they do a brand new body, right?
What is this? What is this? We know you're the one that is all over Monster Energy and Todd LeDuc.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly, if you love Todd, okay, you know what, Tweety? Since I know how much you love Todd LeDuc, what's his favorite flavor of Monster?
I actually can't answer that question.
He probably drinks Red Bull.
Leave that up for speculation. I'm not going to answer that question.
Anyway, so moving on past Monster Energy, if we could talk about something other than Monster and Todd LeDuc for a stream, that would be amazing.
Yes,
we can. We're going to. Okay.
To bring up.
Tristan is in arenas. What the hell?
That's a WTF.
That's
a huge WTF. Like, Tristan has clearly proven himself this year that he belongs in stadiums. The guy can rip it. Whether it comes to skills, freestyle, racing even. He is fearless, and yet they're throwing him back in arenas. This is ridiculous. Justin, I don't approve of this.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I just feel like they need more talent in arenas. Maybe that's why they're bringing him back. But yeah, he definitely deserves to be out there on the big floor. It's a bummer.
Because I don't think he has anything left to prove in arenas, right? Because he's won 3 years in a row, back to back to back. And you know what's special about that 3 back-to-back series is the fact that he did all that in not a Gravedigger or a Max D truck. He did that in Earthshaker. That's a truck that he made famous. Tristan Engel has nothing left to prove being in arenas. It is a huge bummer that he's not on stadiums this year, y'all.
It absolutely is. This was kind of, honestly, it's more of a slap in the face. And again, nothing against seeing Kayla Blood jump into stadiums. You know, she's ready to take that next step. That's awesome. However, Tristan was running in stadiums before Kayla finally got the call to come back. And I feel like, having a little bit more, experience kind of should go a long way, but I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking.
Monster Jam Rolando guy already calling me an ass clown on the show. This is awesome. But let's talk about this real quick.
He's not wrong.
Let's talk about how we love seeing Kayla, finally get the call to go to stadiums as well as Colton. So we're not necessarily arguing that they don't deserve to be in that spot, right?
Right.
However, I will say this: if we're putting things, in terms of good or bad, and scales of trophies, does Caleb Blood or Colton Eichelberger, are either one of them back-to-back arena champions?
So
no, they're not.
No, they're not.
You can put their list of championship trophies next to each other. They don't even have 3 combined. So I don't know. This is a tough one. This is a tough call to make, to put Tristan back in arenas. I mean, my guess is you're putting him on that tour with an unknown Gravedigger driver. So if they throw a Gravedigger driver in that seat, might not be anybody who's going to go out and drive the wheels off it every week. So you're kind of setting up almost Tristan to win that tour even. But
or look at this comment. I feel like Tristan and Mark List should swap. No offense to Mark, but he hasn't driven all year.
Hey, there we go. There's another one.
Oh my gosh.
There's another one. That's another WTF moment for us, Justin. You got Mark List, who hasn't drove all year, and now he's getting the call to move into stadiums.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I wonder, whoever's making these tours and putting these drivers where they go, what are they looking at? Are they just picking and choosing and dropping them in, or it's kind of weird?
I feel like they're just flipping a coin.
Yeah,
it's like
okay,
heads for
you go
stadiums,
here,
tails for
you go
arenas.
there. Yeah, it's
at this point, it's definitely what it seems. They're just, by random. Like we do the wheel when we're picking winners on our show. I think
you go here, you go there.
Yeah.
The only reason I could see them putting Tristan in his arena is because they can guarantee, you're going to get a good show out of Tristan in an arena. So
yeah, without a doubt. Tristan
no one else is like up to par. They know Tristan is. So.
Tristan is Hall of Fame arena material.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame is what I meant. Put emphasis on that. If
I
we're
was gonna
talking about
say.
drivers, we're talking about drivers who, the Hall of Fame of Monster Jam drivers in arenas. Tristan is number 1 at that list, if you ask me. Okay, and that's no offense to Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger, but that's just it.
I think I would have to disagree with you on that one.
Listen, let me state my case here. I would have loved to seen Tyler Meninga hop in another truck that's not a Gravedigger truck and go low in another arena tour down, because those Gravedigger trucks, we all know, get a lot of fan votes, judgeszone.com. And I would just, like I said, it's huge that Tristan won those 3 years in a row and not a Gravedigger truck.
Yeah,
so Justin, you got something to say?
I don't know. I feel like Tyler and Tristan, they're like almost the same caliber, but like you were saying, Tyler being in a Gravedigger truck, does that give him a little extra couple points here and there? I don't know. So
See, called it. Gravedigger always gets an extra points just from firing up and turning on the stupid headlights. That's it.
Yeah. And then we got a comment from Tom Kim thinking, what do you guys think of Becky not coming back? Yeah. I mean, we kind of expected that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're going to throw a Toro driver out on tour, well, I mean, call Becky up, because she'll fill the seat. Vixen Industries owner, get in there and do some damage. She's good for stadiums. I don't know. Mark Liston Stadium doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know he's done some overseas stuff in stadiums. He's competed well over there, but not being in the seat for as long as he has. You have Armando going into arenas, at least getting some seat time. I would say, okay, I'm throwing Armando in a stadium before Mark List. I don't know. That's another one for me that doesn't make a lot of
Armando
sense.
has a couple stadium shows coming up.
He does.
Now, I think we should move into Spence's favorite topic of the night with the biggest WTF moment of them all. The thumbnail for our show. Now, you have to put the thumbnail back up, but
I'm not going to.
Let's talk about this 40th anniversary Gravedigger, y'all.
We don't have to, but who the hell designed this? This is so bad. Like, okay, anybody that has been following Monster Jam for the longest time, coming up on the Gravedigger anniversary is always one of the biggest things that you're looking forward to. The 30th anniversary absolutely blew everybody away. I mean, just look at this. The chrome, different paint scheme. You had a green body at one show. You had a purple body at another. You had the 3D skull on the side of the truck. And then you had a all chrome Gravedigger at the World Finals. Absolutely beautiful. And then you get this crock of shit.
Budget cuts.
Yeah.
Has to be it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Somebody get Taylor, Mr. Taylor Andes, Jam Cups' official. He made a custom of what the 40th anniversary show looked like. Whoever thought this was a good idea needs to go. This is so bad. I have a feeling I'm going to put this out there because the 40th anniversary for Gravedigger is also lining on the same anniversary for the 30 years of Monster Jam. I have a feeling they're going to put more money into the 30th anniversary for Monster Jam and just leave this as the 40 years for Gravedigger. That's it. There's no moon. There's no haunted house. They literally cut part of what makes Gravedigger away from the design. This is stupid. I hate this. I genuinely hate this.
Yeah, the 30th made a lot more sense where they left the moon, right? And they just put the 3 in front of it. At least you had the haunted house and the moon there. So yeah, this just looks like they slapped on a 40th anniversary sticker and a Gravedigger sticker and said, "Here you go. This is what you get."
That's
I'm
true.
glad they didn't do an anniversary Willow Tour and Summer Digger because they probably messed that up too. Good point. Really good point.
My wife said that's like when you ask your mom for McDonald's and she says we have McDonald's at home.
I mean, yeah.
What
McDonald's at
comment?
home.
Your dad's comment.
My dad's. Why are you
Yeah, why are you
surprised?
surprised?
Okay, the tour lineup. Okay, this. True.
He's not wrong. Honestly, BJ knows how to wield an airbrush. I give him a digger body. I think he'd come up with something better than this crap.
I think no hate to the guy that airbrushed this. That's probably what.
No. It
told
is
to do.
not 100%. It is not
Yeah.
Jim McShay's fault. Whoever okayed the creative side of Monster Jam has no idea what they're doing because 40 years is a big deal, and it's just crap. I mean, we don't know if they're actually going to do something interesting for the 40th anniversary encore they're talking about for the World Finals, but if they're someone's like you said, Justin, budget cuts. I mean, what else are they going to cut?
Right.
Or maybe they're putting all that money into maybe a good encore at World Finals. That's all I can assume.
Maybe
I don't know.
They know that body is just going to get so destroyed every weekend. They're like, oh, let's make it simple.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I mean, good point. I mean, I could kind of see that, but coming from somebody who is not a Gravedigger fan, because I'm Team Bigfoot, I was looking at this and honestly really looking forward to this. I was looking forward to 10 years of Son of a Digger, and they didn't do anything for that. No anniversary for Toro. And this is what you're doing for arguably your most popular truck that you have possession of. Well, I don't know. That stung even for me, who's not even a huge Gravedigger fan.
Exactly. And, don't get me wrong, the hype video they had during the kickoff show was actually pretty awesome. Like, listening to Ryan, Adam, Dennis, Kristen about the legacy of Gravedigger. It's cool. And then you see that. It's like you have so much hype and build up, and then it's just, this is it.
I tell you what's upsetting to me was there was no reveal for it. We saw what this truck looked like in a damn commercial for the kickoff show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Again, Phil can't keep secrets. Remember the picture someone shared a while ago where you see the truck under a tarp?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, exactly why. That was just a waste of time and energy to put a tarp over that. It's literally. I guess another thing, if anybody, I'm sure some people have actually gone to Ticketmaster to actually check out the, how much ticket prices and everything was going to be for the World Finals. A, holy crap, are they expensive? And B,
are they? I didn't see the prices.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's $150, I believe, for like an upper seat-ish. So it's gonna be about $300 between essentially me and my wife to go just for the show alone. Now, don't get me wrong, it's for both days, it's for pit party and all that. Mm-hmm. But the other thing that was, really that you could notice is you could select every single seat at the stadium as an option of where you want to sit, which means they're not doing the elevated racing anymore.
I told you they're changing the track this year. So what the hell are they going to do for a track at the World Finals now? I don't know. They're going to have to come up with something.
They're probably still
different.
trying to figure it out right now.
That's why they didn't want to post anything for so long. They don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like, what can they do? I mean, I don't think Orlando has a floor big enough to have an interesting J-Hook style track like you see in Vegas. I mean, if they did it in Glendale, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But something like as small as Orlando, I mean, that's a stretch. That is a huge stretch.
I think the pattern of the racetrack itself, if they're wanting to kind of keep it similar to what they've been doing, okay, with Vegas at least, I think the track is almost going to be kind of like a square layout, right? So where the trucks take off, they're basically going to be ass in, butted up to each other, literally butted up to each other, and they're going to take off and then hit a hard turn, basically almost right out of the gate, drive maybe 20 feet, hit a turn down the straightaway, and then, do the whole roundabout and final ramp. I mean, unless they're going to do something completely different, like what you said, Spence, you think it'd be cool for them to run over and under track, which would be great. I just know those trucks would be super hot after a run like that.
Or they're going to keep it just simple and easy and just, I don't know.
Simple.
Straight line.
Simple and easy. And here's the other thing. There's no shootout. We already found that out. There's no showdown. Yeah, there's no showdown. So there's nothing. If you're not on the roster, you're probably going to have to show up for pit party to be a part of the show, but that's it. There's no showdown for any other drivers to try and battle it out and get the last spot.
We don't get a showdown, but we do get a bowling competition.
Hey! Yeah.
Scott Jordan, if you're watching this, I love you, man, but like all the hype that you were giving up for the World Finals, as soon as you said bowling competition on Friday, I just gone. Just nope. Oh my gosh.
They're keeping their
it's not just something to do, it's for charity.
Yeah, I get that. And I understand it's for a good cause. I understand that. But shouldn't there be something part of Monster Jam, like with the trucks that they should do that should be going to charity? And I don't mean like this auction thing that they're doing for St. Jude either, because the starting prices for some of the stuff they're trying to sell on there is ridiculous. I mean, you're talking like $400 for a Max D face. Yeah, not everybody has that
people
kind
are
of.
about to spend $300 for a good ticket at the show on something. Yeah, I mean that's kind of odd. This is what I think. If they're going to drop the ball and putting together a good World Finals, I say we, the Throttle Out Show, invade. And Justin, you come join us, and we're going to have our own party there. Like either the night of the bowling competition, maybe the night before. We're going to have our own Throttle Out Show party for the World Finals in Orlando.
Wait, if they bring back the RC World Finals in Orlando, we need to see Big America RC just whoop the competition.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm just saying, I want to see you line up against Bari. Let's see it.
Bucky says the auction has always been real expensive. And I mean, I guess I could see that. And I don't know, Bucky. I mean, has that always been for charity, though? Or has it always just been, going straight back to field? I guess cool that they're doing stuff for St. Jude's. That's great. It's about time they started putting that out on blast. But I don't know. I think with what you're going to be charging for ticket prices, it is cool that pit party passes is included that. So maybe that's how they get away with charging so much. But I don't know. We're looking at, we want to go. We want to be a part of that experience. We love Monster Jam. We want to get back to Orlando because we love Orlando, but they're making it really difficult.
They should have a vocabulary of towns from Tours with Spence live on the main stage. We'll get to that segment later of Spence.
Damn it!
Watching all the shows later.
I have the list, so
that's part of our show.
No, I definitely want to go. Me and Katie are actually planning on spending the money to actually get down there and go, but we want to get there early. Obviously, you guys want to go, so if we do a meetup, I suggested to Tweety we should go go-karting and see if anybody wants to tag along with us, but someone here doesn't like go-karting.
Why go-karting? We're monster truck fans. Why would we go go-karting?
Okay,
why would we go
big
bowling?
idea then for a good meetup?
For a good meetup, I say we all go to Hooters and Throttle Out will pay for the first round of drinks for everybody who comes out and hangs out with us. Whoa. A great time.
No, let's meet up at Voodoo Donuts at City Walk. Yeah, for some good donuts.
Oh my gosh.
Voodoo Donuts, then Hooters, then go-kart racing.
Yes.
Sounds like a good night.
That sounds like an amazing date night.
I will be hammered before go-karting, so that's fine. I don't care.
Oh man. So are we done talking about the Monster Jam kickoff show, or is there anything else that we should continue to talk about?
I think the other thing to note is there are no track changes to any of the tours. We were really hoping and praying for a new arena setup, and gosh,
did they show any track designs? I didn't think I saw
one word about any of the tracks. So.
Okay, yeah, because the last couple they've showed the tracks, so hopefully we get something different.
Party at the Riding Dirty compound. I say let's set it up.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, he doesn't have an RC track anymore.
We'll figure something
fine.
out. We'll figure something out.
Everybody bring like a couple $100, get on Facebook Marketplace, buy yourself a riding mower, and we'll figure something out along the way. Oh man.
Biker can throw the flag before each
Yeah,
round.
she'll throw the flag.
Yeah, that's right.
She'll literally throw the flag at
track
somebody.
Changes. I personally am like hurt by no arena changes to the track because I've been waiting on this for years, literally years, and no changes. There were no announcements for the tracks there, and we've already talked for stadiums. Then we've also talked about no state or World Finals track. So
You think that they would change the colors up too? You got red and yellow.
yeah, that's all the same thing.
What happened to the days they used to do flames at least, or checkers on some of the ramps?
Like
right?
make it look unique. Yeah, like
it's all the same, right?
it's cookie cutter, and
Yeah.
I can't stand it because it's like, yeah, you get to go to a live show, you don't exactly know how the results are going to end, but it's essentially the same show over and over and over again because they don't really change much of anything. They don't.
If I could get back to a topic of, a bad topic anyways, I think another one would be, I was really looking forward to possibly seeing Colt Stevens return to the seat this year. And I guess he's just going to stick to broadcasting, which he's great at. I was just expecting to see him get back in the seat, fill a void there, but I guess he's not. So that's another thing that was on my list of bad things to talk about. But a lot of people missing from trucks this year. No Morgan Kane back in a company truck.
That is so weird to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Seeing Morgan get back in Hooked was incredible. It looked like he wasn't missing a beat when he got behind the wheel again. I don't know if he's going to be able to actually, because you saw Hooked was to be determined. If you had Chad Tingler and Morgan Kane running along together, that would be awesome. That would be my kind of like surprise team to pick for that tour. But I just don't think he's got it in the cards to actually fully commit to a full season on Monster Jam, because you look at the schedule, it is back to back to back to back. It doesn't look like anybody really gets a weekend off going into this year.
Let me throw something out here. A list of missing drivers are just not mentioned. Okay, we got Morgan Kane, Justin Sipes, Joe Urey, Justin Hicks, Brittany Marcotte, the entire Cretan team, Botters team, Blake Granger, whose wife is now in stadiums, the Raymer team, Lindsey Wink, Diesel Brothers, Randy Brown, the Swansons, and Miranda Kozad, and then obviously Colt Stevens isn't driving. We have
Cam McQueen. Don't forget about
Cam McQueen.
Yeah,
he was supposed to drive, and then Cynthia had to take his spot.
We've got a seat open in Gravedigger. I think that's probably more. I think a lot of Gravedigger fans are really curious as to how that's going to work out. What are you going to do to fill that Gravedigger seat? Are you going to bring Randy Brown back? We've not heard anything about him. Are you going to bring somebody else back that used to drive Gravedigger? Are you going to put a brand new face in Gravedigger? It's like, okay, you go, and I'm sure you probably get John Zimmer come back and fill a Gravedigger seat.
Why his son is driving? Why would he come back?
That's what I'm saying. He's not going to come back and drive Gravedigger.
Right.
I think it would be easier to fill a seat in another truck.
No Mente, no Botters.
No.
Yeah.
I think it would be easier to fill a void on another team, such as Zombie, and you take Barry Musauer and put him in Gravedigger.
Oh man,
think about that.
You want to talk about calling up some old legends? Let's see if Pablo Huffaker still got it. Let's see if Lyle Hancock still got it. Let's just call everybody that used to pilot the black and green wrecking machine and just see if they can still wheel a truck. But let's be honest, they need Pablo because Race Source basically is like half of these entire trucks. So
the real question is, does anyone want to come back? I mean, I think that's why you're seeing a lot of.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think they want to.
A lot of big changes to the way Feld's running things right now. I don't think anybody really wants to be involved. Another couple that wasn't on that list was obviously Neil Elliott, Candace Jolly. I mean, we know that
they came out and said that they retired.
We knew that they weren't coming back. Becky McDonough as well, but I mean, these are all
right. Taylor
people.
Taylor brought one up, bringing Dustin Brown back into the driver's seat.
Why not?
Put him in a digger.
Honestly, I could see that.
He crewed for Dennis, right, for a long time. So throw him in there.
See if the old man still got it. Come on, boss man, throw the fire suit back on. We want to see it.
Weston Anderson is going to drive Gravedigger. He's calling it. Hey,
I don't see that.
I don't know. I mean, you and I both heard somebody very special say Weston was supposed to be coming to Monster Jam before too much longer.
I don't know, man. Dennis and Weston have something really good going on in the mega truck scene. I'd hate for them to just walk away from it just so Weston can drive a Gravedigger. All right. Gary Porter, he retired. So someone brought up Carl Van Horn. So I think Carl cannot come back to Monster Trucks at all because of medical conditions. I can't remember.
Are we done ragging on the Monster Jam? Are we done with the WTFs, the good and the bad?
I guess. So I guess one of the good things that has nothing to do with Monster Jam is Team Cretan seems to be doing quite a bit. They're expanding.
Yes.
They have got a new identity, an old name some of you may have heard of, but they have Hot Tamale.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was kind of leaked from their website, and our old buddy Michael Brister apparently will be driving it.
Hell yeah. Hi, boy, Brister. Driving a Hot Tamale, I'm guessing he's got a new paint scheme as well, huh?
Yeah, so I actually made like a retro custom essentially because I was just bored one night, and I think I sent it to you, Tweety. I made it on Beam and G because it's like, man, I haven't seen Hot Tamale in a while. It's like, I wonder if I made just like a modern version of Hot Tamale. I put it on a Silverado body, had some like really wicked looking peppers. I had the Hulk Hogan font on there and everything, saying time to get spicy or whatever. And it just looked really sick and sinister. It's on Beam and G if anybody wants to check it out. And Brister reached out to me shortly after he joined Team Screen and kind of told me about that they were working on getting the rights and everything to that. And he's like, hey, send me the Brister is a hot tamale, that's for sure. What a man. And he was like, yeah, send everything over. We might want to use that, blah, blah. And then you see this like turquoise. I mean, I was kind of close. I'll give myself a little credit. I was kind of close to what it might be, but seriously cannot wait to see what that camp is capable of doing, especially seeing Brister.
If there's anything that you want to take away from tonight, it's like, okay, we just talked about a lot of weird stuff going on with Monster Jam. If there's some good to really take away from this is just Monster Jam's first quarter schedule, because like you had just mentioned, Team 2 Extreme, the toughest tour, all the 18 new circus tours that are out there. There are a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot that I'm just not thinking of right now.
We also have Hot Wheels coming back.
Hot Wheels coming back. They're back.
They got 7 trucks on their website, which is really, really impressive.
So there's a lot of new monster truck lineups that are going to be out there coming back with a vengeance. I think Monster Trucks is about to blow up and get just about bigger than it was already getting. We're on our way back, y'all. We're making stuff happen. So don't be upset if you're not too thrilled with the way the Monster Jam kickoff show went. Hold your hopes high for the independent world, because they're really taking over.
Now, speaking of, big news and everything, Tweet, I think you have something that you want to tell everybody, don't you?
I do. I'm pretty freaking excited about this.
We've been keeping this a secret from you guys for quite a while now. But Tweety, go ahead.
We are huge Monster Jam fans. Okay. We love the stadium tours. Don't really, we just wish they would change something to arena tours, right? But we're huge Monster Jam fans, huge monster truck fans in general, but we want to figure out a way to get our name into the scene, get our name out there each and every week. We want to be at each and every show. So for those shows that we can't be there, we have some way of getting our brand out. We have a way of getting into some shows this next year in 2022, and probably here pretty recently. We can now announce we are officially sponsoring Team Throttle Monster of Utah. All 4 trucks.
Hell yeah.
This year, and maybe 6 trucks. I'm not sure just yet. We'll be running Throttle Out show flags, or Remember When in Doubt flags. So this is huge news for us. This is our first sponsorship, first time actually sponsoring a team. You will be seeing our brand at Monster Jam Stadium and arena shows.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Not bad for, a talk show that started back in February, huh?
Well, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this team especially. First of all, they're good guys. We know them, but they like to go out and they like run hard, right? I think I've tried to compliment these guys every time they pop up on our screen over here, because there ain't one of those guys that are afraid of the truck, right? They all want to air that thing out. They want to win. Okay. I want to be a part of a team who wants to win. I don't care if you end up in last place, but if you go down swinging, damn it, that's all we really care about over here, right? But I don't think they're going to end up in last place. They're going to be hitting these stadiums hard, too tall. If he doesn't win this arena tour, it's going to be pretty damn close. He's going to give Tristan England a run for his money each and every weekend. 2 Tall's coming out in 2022 with a vengeance, y'all. And he starts this weekend in Tacoma at Monster Jam Arenas, or I guess you call that a stadium show. Basically, see big things in 2 Tall's future in 2022.
They got a new Jurassic Attack chassis being built, right? By
Metal Shop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So they had, I believe, was it 5 trucks?
I think they had 5.
Yeah, they had 5 trucks. So there's 6 trucks. That will be their 6th truck. So who knows what they're going to be doing. So we know what they've got going on for. You got 2 in stadiums. You got 2 in arenas. They possibly going to have 2 other trucks floating around in the independent world somewhere. maybe they pick up the slack and take on another in the Monster Jam Arena tour.
They could. That's definitely a possibility because there were literally 2 spots, but that's a to be determined. So maybe they're waiting on that 6th truck to be built, and then you literally have all 6 of their trucks in Monster Jam for next year.
Wow.
This is exciting for us. We're huge Team Throttle Monster fans. We're excited to see y'all get out there and represent and win this next year in the Redline Oil Vendetta, Wrecking Machine, Jurassic Attack, and what?
Damn it, Bucky.
Damn it, Bucky.
So if you had to choose what your favorite truck on Throttle Monster, what would it be?
If
truck, not driver. We know you love.
I was gonna say, I won't be biased. I gotta say that new Wrecking Machine is pretty freaking wicked. That new design, that old school truck body. I really like the new Wrecking Machine. It was kind of cringeworthy when that body first came out. Not the old school body. They had a newer Raptor style body.
Oh, on the trophy truck body.
That's what Tutol debuted. And it was like they just threw Wrecking Machine up there last minute with some vinyl, and it was like so they really reinvented the sucker. Oh, and Rockwell Red, they got that going for them as well. Forgot about Rockwell Red.
They do have that.
But
I gotta go with Vendetta, man. That old 50 Chevy looks
Vendetta.
so good. That looks so
baby.
good.
What about you, Harley Joe?
I don't know. At first, I wasn't a fan of the new Jurassic Attack body.
Really?
But it did grow on me over time. I did like it because I love the original, and then the new body definitely it grew on me for sure.
Okay, Justin.
Yeah, I'm with Harley. I'm not a big 3D body fan, but I like what they did with the Jurassic Attack. It looks good.
We're pumped for Team Throttle Monster this next year. And I think, Mikey was just in the comment section saying Tutol has full permission
to fight for that title.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Tutol called me the other day. He was so pumped. He's like, guess who's winning their tour this year? He's like, it's going to be me. So Tristan England, if you're listening, maybe you got some competition, man. You got somebody coming after #1 this year.
Dude, I want to see like all of Team Throttle Monster at the World Finals, to be completely honest.
Like I said, we
got to see it
about how the Garner camp's really taken over, but Team Throttle Monster in the last year and a half, they've come out of nowhere. So,
yeah, are they a pretty new team?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike Christensen in 2018 was driving for Cretans. So he left there. I don't know if he went directly to another team, if he started, putting the foundation together for Throttle Monsters. And then, Paul Jensen came in the team. They teamed up, and look at him now. Okay, it's like you can throw some trucks together. Okay, you can make some shit work. But what they're doing over there at Team Throttle Monsters, I think, is pretty special. They've got great equipment. They've got good
solid.
Yeah, great drivers, and they keep upgrading their stuff. Right? They got a metal shop. Chassis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on their way. They're making some horsepower. Those engines are loud. My goodness, are they loud, Harley, when you're at those shows?
They are. They're so loud.
Those headers
I was
straight up at the
expecting
stands. Woo! I know they're going to have to be toned down a little bit for arenas, but those trucks make some power, and I know they're going to be going all out this next first quarter. I'm pumped. So that's the first bit of news for us. Now, our next bit, Harley, I don't know if you could do a little screen share right now or not, if you're okay with doing something like that. We got something else we want to talk about tonight. Earlier on the show, y'all were asking us, or Trinity and Paige, those are Harley's other sisters, they were asking about these shirts that we were wearing. We got some new merchandise out on the website, y'all, and we're pretty stoked. We got a couple of new guys making graphics for us. One of those guys is Taylor Andes with Jam Customs Officials, and the other guy would be Jason Becker with Master of Faster. Put together some really solid designs for us. So we have new stuff on our website, and right there immediately,
these first 3. Oh my gosh!
See the parody logo shirts that we got: the West Coast, the Throttle Burger, and the Throttle Pepper, baby. Yeah.
I need that In-N-Out one. I like that.
Oh, come on!
Another person with the In-N-Out shirt. Yeah.
Hey, it's a West Coast thing.
It's only a West Coast thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, stickers. Dude, I am blown away. Like, I just got a chance to look at this before we hopped on stream. This is insane. The hoodies, the long sleeves, the posters. I can actually put a motivational poster right in front of me now. So when we're doing the show,
these stickers turned out really nice as well. But the hoodies, I'm especially pumped about. But y'all have been asking us about stickers. We finally got a smorgasbord of stickers available. These stickers that you're seeing are actually what you will be seeing, the same exact stickers on the side of these monster trucks you're going to be seeing running at Monster Jam this next year. The exact same logos you can get right there off of our website.
Mm-hmm. We know winter's coming around the corner, so we even got some beanies for anybody that's going to be in the cold states.
I'm pretty pumped about what you see that's called the flagship organic beanie. That is a very good quality beanie. It's not just something you go grab off the shelf at Walmart. It is actually very nice. We got a color changing mug. So when it heats up, it actually turns white and you can see our logo underneath it. And then the mug you see right here that I'm drinking out of right now, the gold metallic. You can also get it in silver as well. So we're pumped about our new merch. We've been listening to y'all. We got some stuff out there to begin with on our merch, but these new arrivals, I think y'all will really like, you'll appreciate. And we've had some big orders come in the last couple of days, Harley. We've had some people really gone out of their way to support us here at the Throttle Out Show. So first of all, thank y'all so much who do support us. Y'all go out of your way and supporting us on the show. It's going to be able to get us out into shows and invest more into our talk shows as well, upgrade our equipment and all that. So thank y'all so much. But wow,
I need some of those stickers in RC scale.
Yep.
We're working on that because we don't know just how small we need.
I know right off the website you can get some that are we got some over there. They're called 2x2 inch, but I don't think they're 2x2 inch. I think they're a little bit smaller than that. So I could see those being on an RC. They're tiny.
Cool.
Indie monsters. I don't have money. Stop. I got to sell some fiberglass.
He has too much as it is, but don't sell the Venom bedside. That's mine.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you and your page, what you're doing with Big America RC. We're obviously huge fans of you. It's finally nice to get some FaceTime and meet you. And when we come out to California, we're going to be hanging out, man.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was awesome.
Well, y'all, that's all I got. Harley, Spence.
I got nothing, man. This was a fun episode. I'm glad everybody got to stick around in the comments. Not a lot of spam comments, believe it or not. Everyone was actually still into it. But this guy right here, Justin, if you ever get a chance to run with these guys in SoCal, Levi Shones, he is a tough competitor, but he will show you the ropes down there and with those guys in SoCal. So highly recommend you checking them out.
Right on. Cool.
Well, for y'all who support our show, thank you so much. We're going to be coming back with a vengeance on Sunday with another big show.
Wait. Upcoming shows this weekend, man. We almost skipped it.
This is the best part of the show.
I was going to say, I know, I almost got out of it, but BJ brought it up. So I got to do this, even though I do this to myself.
Name off all of the cities.
He will attempt to name off.
To name off all of the cities.
All right, Spence, let her rip.
Yep.
Damn it. All right, so first on the list, we got Bedford, Pennsylvania with Monster Trucks with a Z Tour, followed by Crescent City, California with Malicious. Then you got Eldon, Missouri with Too Extreme, followed by Hagerstown, Maryland with Monster Jam. Then you got Hartford, Ohio with Renegade. Indianapolis, Indiana, the four-wheel jamboree is this weekend.
That's right.
You also got Ontario, California with Hot Wheels. So check that out. Yeah. I'm assuming this one's called Pueblo, Colorado.
Good one.
With Monster Trucks with a Z. Followed by Rapid City, South Dakota, Nitro Tour. Another Nitro Tour in Redmond, Oregon. Rosemont, Illinois. Oh, no, Rosemont. Oh, no.
Yes, Rosemont.
Rosemont, Illinois with Monster Jam. Santa Maria, California, Monster Truck Thunder. Never heard of that before. St. Ignace, Michigan. Oh, I didn't know there was a show this weekend. St. Ignace, Michigan, Monster Truck Throwdown. Then you got Sun. Okay. All right.
Here we go. Sound it out, Spence. Sound it out.
Is it Sun Prairie? Sun Prairie? I think it's Sun Prairie, Wisconsin with All Star. We got Swedesboro, New Jersey with Throwdown. Tacoma, Washington with Monster Jam.
Big one.
That's a big one. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen a Tacoma, Washington show? They're missing out. Okay. Thorold. I think this is Thorold, Ontario. Wreckfest. Not sure what that is. Van Buren, Arkansas. Insanity Tour. And okay, really, the last one's got to be a weird Ohio. Wyandotte. Wyandotte. Honey. Katie, you're
Phone
from
a
this
friend.
place.
Phone a
Yeah,
friend.
call my
What's your
wife.
phone
I
a
don't know
friend?
how to pronounce this one. I think
How's it
WYANDOT Ohio is top notch, and that is everything going on this weekend. So yay! There you go, BJ. You get to laugh at me making an ass of
Did I
myself
hear you say there
again.
was a show in Colorado?
Yeah, it's Pueblo.
That's a Monster Trucks with a Z tour.
Correct.
I think that's where my brother's going to be at this weekend, driving the
Oh,
bastard.
Wyandotte. That's what it's called. Wyandotte, Ohio. Yeah.
All right. Now that we got the best part,
She just yelled down the stairs so I could hear her.
now that we got the best part of the show out of the way, once again, Justin, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Good night, everybody.